Hi, welcome back to Guardian Angel Resin Creations. Today I'm going to try and do a 3D bloom. I was hoping to be a part of the collaboration between Petty's Home Art, Petty Gerber and another gentleman from England, but I tried to make a video yesterday. I had 2 or 3 attempts, failed miserably. So I think I've missed the cutoff, but that's okay. I wanted to give this a try anyway. I managed to do a 3D bloom in some trays, and that was my last video. If you've seen it, thank you for watching. So I want to show you what happened yesterday. So I flash cured because I had it sitting on a warmer. Now I have it sitting on a warmer at the moment because I have already made up my resin, but I had that sitting there for so long while I mixed up every little cup, and I left it sitting way too long before I even started to mix up my cups. So I'm just going to sit my cups up on here for the second because they are sitting on my warmer. I have the little warmer underneath my mat. I have got it on low because I just want to warm this mold. I don't want to heat the mold or anything like that. I just need to warm it because it's freezing cold outside. So this was my second attempt yesterday. By the time I'd mixed up all my little ones, my resin that it was sitting in these had pretty much gone. It wasn't even sticky. So I put a little bit of alcohol onto it and swirled it around, and then just drew a bit of purple on the back of it. So I can still use them. I can use them on my back table underneath my pergola. So I managed to get one lot out of all that, but I still wasted probably a ½ kilo of resin trying to do that. So I'm going to try and be a little bit faster today. So I've turned off my little heater, so my resin is debubbled. It debubbles itself. So I'm just going to stick my little thermometer in it and just see how it's going. So I'm just going to stick it in there to see how it's going. Let's bring it over just so that you can see. It is still quite cold outside. Like it's 12 degrees outside, and that's if my thermometer thing's working, because I've actually had to go and put a big jacket on because I'm so cold. Not ideal working conditions. Yesterday it was freezing, it was windy, it's just everything was just wrong with what I was doing. That is only about 18 degrees, so that needs a bit more. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more. I'm just going to wipe off my little thermometer here. So I'll turn on my little heater mat again. Oh, my light just went down from turning that on. Obviously sucks a lot of power. And I'm going to start mixing up my colors. So when I said I'm going to do a 3D bloom, I want to try and do a dirty pour 3D bloom. Probably not going to work, but you don't know unless you try, really, is it? So I'm just going to I will just keep stirring this big container because I just don't want it to just all of a sudden heat up. So the colors in this collaboration are white, red, green and blue. So I am going to use mica powders for my colors. So I have got Tekaru's emerald green. So I'm just going to open that up, and I'm opening it away from my counter. And I was going to use that little spoon which has a little magnet on it, but I'm going to use one of these little spoons because then I can gauge how much color I'm putting in there. And I was going to use a metallic colour, but I used so much of it yesterday and I've only got tiny little pots. So I'm using a level teaspoon. So that's my green. So I'm just going to pop that in there without spilling it. So my green, and I'm going to grab my blue and open it up, and I normally just shake that down just like that. So this is royal blue, and open him up. Here we go. Now, so I'm just going to level that spoon off. That's pretty level. Get my blue in. Go. And my white, I'm using the bloom paste from Pouring Your Heart Out. This is a Pouring Your Heart Out mold. I've only used it 2 or 3 times, and it already has marks in it, which is so disappointing when you pay so much for a mold that they come with marks in them already. So now here's my red. So this is I'll read it in 1 second. This is metallic red Shiraz. So there we go. So that's that one, and I want to put a little bit of silver into this, so I'm going to grab out my silver. I've just got to I actually have a pearl pigment mica powder, so that's a pearl. Let's go with the pearl. So that's sort of a silvery white, so I'm going to go with that one, and I'm going to put a level spoon of that in there as well. There we go, in where my white's going to go. So that'll give it a beautiful shimmer. I forgot I'd had this one actually, so that was a Solid Solutions. I'm not sure whether you can get it overseas or not. So I'm just going to shut my cupboard here, and then I'm going to get my bloom. I'm going to just gently stir this resin, just scrape down the sides. So I'm just gonna just gently turn it over. It is degassing itself. This resin is pretty good for degassing itself. So it's pretty good at the moment. So I'll just give my paste a bit of a shake. Just get rid of my sleeve there, and going to put 1 drop in it. So squeeze it up and get 1 drop, and hope that that is enough. So squeeze that and just wipe off the top of that, and pop him back upside down. So I've got my light has got little cup things in it, so I just sit it upside down in my little cup thing, and then I will give all these a bit of a mix, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to keep a really good eye on this, and then we'll be ready to go. Right, so I'm going to get my little temperature gauge out again, and we're going to see how we are going. So let's bring this over. It's going up a bit faster than it did before. And I've mixed all my little cups, and then I will do the dirty pour. So slowly coming up. It is like, it's not hot yet. So I'm just going to pour. I'm just going to pour and see how I go. I don't want to wait anymore. So I'm just going to just spray this just to get all that resin off it, because if I keep the resin on it, it will not work. Just give it another spray, and I'm just spraying it with alcohol. I'm spraying the cloth and just giving it a wipe. There we go. That sounds clean. Sorry about the squeaking. Like fingernails down a chalkboard. Horrible noise. So put that away. Now I am going to just mix that, and if need be I can hit it with my my heat gun that I have sitting here ready to go. So just scrape that off. I'm just going to sit it on the edge here. I'm going to just move some of this junk out of the way. And I probably will need something. I've got a little heart mold here that for my extras. So just clean up all my mess here. Get ready to go. Put all these powders back. I have a little drawer here that I have them in. And move my little mat out of the way as well. Just get organised, get me some room. I have my cup here ready to go. And I will just move these off to the edge. So I just need something to wipe this with. Let's get a bit of paper towel. There we go. So try and get it even. Make sure that's flat. I might have to sit a cup on it. Don't pour all the way to the top, because then you can't fit in your flour. Go. And I will put something in my heart, something in that mold now. Go, make sure it's all the way. I'm just going to sit my coffee cup on there for a second. There we go, just on the edge there. Bit more in this one. Bit more. What I need to do, I know how many mils goes into this, so what I really need to do is like measure it out so that you get even. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty even, so I'm going to move this coffee cup over a little bit more so that it flattens that bit down. I'm just going to put maybe the tiniest bit more. Go. Okay, I'm just going to wipe that off, rid of all that resin so that I don't get sticky hands. Go. Now, I am going to, and now I will sit this properly, so I'm going to get that, and I will get something else to sit there as well. So for the minute I'll just sit my coffee cup there. Now I'm going to pour all these in here, so I'm just going to use this for the second in my little heart here. So I want half my white in, go, and then we have our red, half of our red in there. Now I'm just pouring it into the center of it, and then we've got our blue into the center, and then we have our green. Now I have no idea whether this is going to work, but you don't know if you don't try. So I'm going to the rest of the white in. Scrape all that in there. Don't want to waste any of it. My white's pretty opaque, and that's what I wanted. Now, there we go. It's got my white in. There we go. Okay, that's that one. Now, scrape it off. And put it in the bin. Now, what did we have? We had our red. So we get our red in there. Scrape it down properly. No, I don't want that to do that. So I want to put it in the middle. Oh my God, I just got it all over my clothes then. Luckily, I have an old jumper on. So I will hit it with a bit of alcohol. Okay, that was a bit rough, wasn't it? Now, then we had our green. Did we have our green? No, we didn't. We had our blue. So we get our blue. And we go with our blue. And there are some bubbles coming up in this resin, so that's a good thing. I can get rid of those before I put in my bloom. Okay, that. And then we'll get our green. Let's get rid of that off my fingers. And then we get our green. I'll put the green in. Hopefully this doesn't look like mud. Go. And then I will give it a tiny little stir. Okay, that's all of that out. Okay, just get rid of my cups so that I'm not getting on me. I'm going to just quickly wipe my arm. I can get out the wipe. I'm just going to spray my arm with a bit of alcohol and try and get this off my jacket before it cures. Oh, I've got it right up my arm. I don't know whether you can see that, but I've got it right up my arm. Give it another wipe. Just get this off. Just quickly get it off. Oh wow, it's everywhere. It flicked right up my arm. Right, I'm going to quickly pause you. I'm going to try and get this off. So I've got off as much as I can. So we're going to hit this with the heat gun. I think I'm still plugged in. So just get these bubbles out. Warm up the resin a bit. There we go. Sorry about the noise. Please feel free to fast forward this bit. Just get all that out. I will get those bits out that are in there. The joys of resining outside. Okay. Right. So I will get something to just get that bit out. Go, got that. And something there. There we go, that's got it. Now I'll give it a quick torch because it's still, those bubbles aren't coming out. You don't really want bubbles in it. Go. Always feel free to torch me if I'm late to torch you. To fast forward me if I am boring you. I really don't mind. There we go. Get that out. Okay, so we have our little pot and we have a bit of, now I'm just going to maybe just give it a little stir like that. That's it. That's all I want to do. Not keen about the red. Give it a little torch. Go. Some of those bubbles out. Cross your fingers. Let's see how this turns out. Sorry about my head if it's in the way. Coffee cup is in my way. Let's get it out of the way for a minute. Oh, hopefully this is going to be enough. Pretty. Oopsie. Oh wow, the colours in that one. Oh, please be enough. Might have overdone it a smidge. Oh no. Just gonna scrape that. Try and get that out a little bit more. Alright. Now I'm going to find some other colours. Let me get my other colours out and see what I can do with this. So still a little bit of colour in this one. So I'm going to just try and just swirl it around it. Just swirl it around it. And that didn't work. Nope, didn't work. A bit of our blue. And this is not going to work, this one. Alright, I'm going to make up the tiniest bit more for this. I might have to suck a little bit of this out, this resin out. I have got enough here. So what I might do is I am going to just wipe my hands here and I'm going to get maybe the blue and make up blue, because then I can just use that blue for my other, for something else. So let's grab my blue. Going to, sorry about my arm, I'm just going to chuck a bit of blue in here. Okay, so we've got a bit of blue in here. quickly mix it up. Scrape that down. I don't think I was meant to join this collaboration because nothing I do is working. So just gonna start again with this blue one. And hope it doesn't overflow. There we go, and then I'm going to do a little bit of blue around here. Bit of blue in this one. And then a bit of blue in this one. There we go. Now all of these are doming except for this one, so I'm just going to throw a little bit more into this one. Just a tiny bit more. And just wipe my finger off. And I know I shouldn't. No, I'm not going to torch it. I'm going to get my little stick that I had here before. Where did I put it? Oh, right in front of my face. So we're going to go in just like that. And then we're going to go out. Now I dare say this is not going to work at all. Then we'll do a swirl. And what do we do? We went in, and then out. Epic fail this time. In. I'm not good at blooms, I'm really not. Out, swirl, and then in. And we go out. Out, swirl. All right. I have got the basics of the red, blue, green. Not sure whether I'm going to get any white in there, but let's see. So let's give it a torch. And not a torch. I think I'll give it a. I'll just wipe my hands just quickly. Just spraying some alcohol onto them. So I'm just spraying the alcohol on. Wipe my gloves. And then we will hit it with a heat gun. So please ignore the noise. Just get rid of these bubbles. Just help it move. And that one. It's a shame I don't have a better red. Pop in those bubbles. This one's going to be quite clear, I think. I can see it dropping to the bottom. And I forgot that. Forgot my heart. So let's pour let's just pour this one into the heart. There we go. There we are. Pretty blue. Very, very pretty blue. There we go. Might have a little bit to do my little smaller hearts. There we go. I'll put this into a heart, and I'll come back and I will do the heat gun again on this. Like, it's that one's blooming underneath. Never know. Let's see. Come back in a couple of hours. Now this is not going to have a top coat or anything like that because it is these are full, so I'm going to just not touch them, and I will have to clean these edges up later on, but we are looking pretty good. There's only one here that could have done with a little bit more, but I'm not going to touch it, so I'll come back when this is all cured up. Alrighty. It's been a few hours. I have had this on my warming plate, so I waited a while and then I turned on my plate to warm it up because it's not going to do anything. Clearly I don't have 3D blooms or anything like that, so take my little hearts out here. It's pretty cool. And then we're going to take this out. Heart's worked out quite well. It's got something on it there, but that's in the mold. So let's go through. Let's see how dodgy my blooms are, because clearly they did not work out. So I am going to just take this away and we'll do one by one. I'll turn them into little bowls or something. So let's turn them over. Ooh, well that's unusual. It's sort of made like a crackle effect. Wow, that's pretty cool actually. So this is that one. So I don't know whether you can see it, like none of my white come out, but that's a pretty cool crackle flower. So let's turn this one over. Ooh, look at that. Sort of crackly flowers. And last one. That actually turned out pretty cool. I like that. Looks like a rose. I rather like that. And sort of see an actual flower in it. Well, I'll clean up the edges on this. I might turn them into little bowls. This won't go into the collaboration. It's not near good enough to put into that, but I will put it up. I will post it. And so thank you very much for watching. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Hit the like button, let me know what you think, and tell me where I went wrong. I'm pretty sure it was the mica powders, because like none of my white showed up anywhere. I think I needed extra white, so this is it's not straight. So let me know what you think. They're not very pretty looking. They do sparkle. I'll see what they look like in the sunlight. I'll take some pickies. So thank you to all of my lovely subscribers. I really do appreciate it. Please excuse my bird. He does make noise when I come out here. It does look like I've got flowers if you look at them. Sorry, I just tried to tell my bird to be quiet, but he's not. He's trying to get my attention. So it does look like there's flowers in it. So there we go. I love the backs of them, I think. So thank you so very much for watching. Thank you to all of my lovely subscribers. I really do appreciate you subscribing. Hit the like button. Let me know what you think. I know they're pretty dodgy, but I actually quite like them. So let me know what you think. I'll catch you next time and be safe. So I've already demolded these. It's the next day, so I did let them set up. I did miss the cutoff for the collaboration, but that's okay. It's all good. They did not turn out as well as I had expected, and I had a bit of a mishap. So I'm going to turn them over and I'm going to show you how they turned out. Then I'm going to show you how to repair. So let's start with the first one. So they didn't turn out as well as I had hoped, but if you look at them the right way, now I don't know whether I've got you up high enough. I do have a bit of a messy bench at the moment, but I'm not sure on my phone how to sort of move in, but I want to show you, hopefully it's not got blurry. I've actually got a flower. It's a crackle flower. So that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it a crackle flower. So there we go. So a couple of them, if you actually look at them sort of in the sun, you can see that is the inside of the flower, and then we have the petals going off to the edge, and then we've sort of got the leaves on the outside. So that's that one. There is a better one. It sort of depends on how you hold it, if you see the flower or not. Now you're probably not seeing the flower like I do. I probably have a wild imagination. So let's go with this one. So this one, you can actually see the flower in this one. So maybe I might have invented a new flower. So the 3D crackle flower. So we have our flower in the center. Then we have our petals around the outside. So there we go. And then we have our blue one. So like totally lost my white, but that's okay. So if you use your imagination with this one, it's a rose, and there's its leaves and its nice big petals. I'm seeing a rose. I know you're probably not seeing a rose. So there we go, there's that one, and I'll show you my broken one. So we turn him over, and here's my broken one. So stick him together so you can see the petals in him, and like there's the center of the flower is the blue, and then I have all the petaling on the outside of it. So there we go. So maybe I might have invented a new resin design. So it's called the crackle flower. So I want to show you now how to do this. This one shows up better as a flower. So I'm just going to move them out of the way. I will clean up all these edges and everything, because I'm going to just get this, and I want to try and sort of get it in. Now I'm going to just dab super glue, because then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. If I can get my super glue open, always. So this is meant to be one of those ones with the brushes. Well, this one doesn't have a brush. Last time I used a baby brush, so I might find that. I'll find one that I can throw out. So that one will do. So I'm going to just get the edge. Now I need to be as quick as I can with this. Try not to get super glue everywhere. And I'm just going to just brush it on like that. And then quickly, very quickly, try not to stick it to the bench and stick it together. And not my fingers. So hopefully that is sticking together. Hopefully we're going to get it. I think it's even. Oops. A little bit more. Let's put a bit of pressure on it. There we go. That's got the pressure on it. Now make sure sort of even. It's attached. That's all I want. I just want it attached gently to the edges, because then I'm going to put the lid back on this if I can. There we go. I'm going to get that lid on. And I'm going to seal it. So I'm, get on there. Just pushing it in. Nope, need to redo it. I'll glue it together and then I'll come back. So I've got it glued together enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my UV varnish sealer. So I am going to use it on all of them as well, because my mold, even though it is a new mold, has marks on it. So I am going to just pour this on, and then I'm just going to give it a brush. Now I did look up this sealer again. I got it for $5, but it is to buy one, like just the 200 mil. It's $24. Now I got it in a sale. It is a Temu one. So put it in your cart and wait for it to go on sale and then buy it. I like the way how it works. I do like that I don't get the brush strokes in it. I will clean up my edges as well. I'm just going to put a little bit more on there, just over this side. There we go. I want it to get in that crevice. Just feed it in there. There we go. I think I need a bigger brush, but this one will be fine. Just push it all over there. There we go. And hopefully you won't notice the crack in it. Like, I'll know it's there, but hopefully my visitors will not know that it is there. But I will have to be super careful with this one. There we go. That's all the way to the ends. It is sitting in that crack. I'll put a little bit more on this because it is just not going where I want it to. I want it to sort of dome, but I don't really want to waste a lot of this. There we go. I've got my UV torch ready to go. Just getting it all the way to the edges. Don't really want the, you know, the little bits you get on the edges. I don't really want that. I will just get my cloth. Just wipe off those bits on the edges. I don't want them on there. There we go. Now, hopefully that will soak in enough if need be, I will give it a top coat. Now what is on there? There is something on there, I think. That's something on it. No, I think it might have been a little bit of white or something. Alright, get rid of whatever that is. That, wipe that off. And I'm just going to look down and just see. Give it a little bit more, I think. Okay, and put that back in there. I'm going to give it a little bit of a torch. Try not to get my bracelet in it. Just to make sure there's no bubbles in it before I do hit it with the UV. So I will get it to the stage where it's just set enough to sit out in the sun, because I do have sun today. We are about to have a massive storm over the next 3 or 4 days. We're expecting about 60 mil of rain, which is about probably 2 to 3 inches. Which for a state that hasn't rained for a long time, we're certainly making up for it in the last month. So there we go. That looks pretty good. So just give it one more little torch. My torch stops working after I've used it for a minute or so. So put my UV light on it. And as I said, I can, if I want to, go over this again with like a really thin coat. So there we go. I'm going to do all of these while I have sun. Then I'm going to come back and I'll show you how they look when they're done. Okay, so these are all cured up now. So, and I just want to put a little bit of silver around the edge. So I'm not going to put my finger on there. I am going to sit them out in the sun for a little bit longer. So I'm just doing the silver on the edge. Try not to get it all over the back of it. There we go. So let me know what you think of my crackle flower. There we go. Just gonna just put the tiniest bit around the top and stop getting it everywhere. I can see it underneath. So I need to be a little bit more gentle than I was being. There we go. Get that on there. Gently put it on the top. There we go, that's better. Bring that around. There we go. So my lights have just come on again properly. The UV lights and things like that, they do take a lot of power. So when they turn off, all of a sudden you get a light burst. So there we go. That is now done. There we are. Colour that in, so I'm going to leave them to dry. I don't know that I need to put another coat on them. These are pretty good, these pens. These are Fans Are Rich chrome markers. They would be from Amazon if their fans are rich. So these are my finished ones. I really like them. They didn't turn out as the 3D bloom that I wanted, but I still think they turned out pretty good. So I'm just going to grab my other one, and I have got, oh, actually the back of it. I was going to say I've got fingerprints all over it, but that was the back. So you can just see the crack in it. I will get rid of my fingerprints. Not that it really matters because it's the back, but from the front, you can't really see the cracks. Can see my fingerprints, so I'll put another coat on the back of this just to get rid of those fingerprints. But look at that. That's pretty cool. So I think because of the colour, you can't actually see it. So every time I turn it over, I get marks, and I've got another fingerprint on it. So I'll deal with that. I'll take some photos, and I want to thank you so very much for being patient with me and watching my videos. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Thank you to all of my lovely subscribers. Thank you to my brand new ones. I cannot tell you how excited I was to see brand new subscribers. So I have hit 500 and gone over a little tiny bit. So thank you all very much for hitting that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of my crackle flower. So be safe, and I will catch you next time.